Hey, what's up, reloaders? Welcome back. And if you're new, thanks for joining. This is Kenny from Eagle Eye Shooting, and for today's video, we are going to be doing some more load development with a 6.5 Creedmoor. Now, these cartridges could get upwards in the 40 cents a round. It's kind of pricey for what it is, and for an average shooter like me, we want to save as much money as possible. That way we could have more fun out here. So that being said, today's video, we're going to be doing a load development technique that I've done in the past. It's been proven to work. It is called a Satterlee load development, and I'm going to do a twist to it. I'm going to combine the round robin technique with the Satterlee load development. There's a few interpretations of the round robin. The one I'm referring to is from Jason Bainey from 6mm BR, in which we are looking for an accuracy window. So if you're interested to see about saving some money and minimizing your load development efforts, saving your components and range time, stay tuned and we'll see how this plays out. Now I have two ladder charges. We're going to be shooting increments of 0.3 grains. One of them is going to be loaded in some small rifle primer. This is some CCI 450 Magnum primers. And the other one is going to be in some CCI 250 large rifle primers. Each ladder sessions are going to be in the same powder charges. So we'll see what kind of velocity differences we get with small rifle primer and large rifle primers. So the Satterlee load development requires shooting through a chronograph, preferably something that's very accurate. And optical chronographs is, kind of hit and miss. A magneto speed would probably be best for this scenario. But basically you're shooting your ladder charges and you're looking for a velocity plateau. Now, with a round robin technique, we are going to be shooting downrange, preferably at your applied distance. For me, we got a 500 yard paperback target out there, and I got some metal plates that I will be sighting in first before we take aim down there. But basically on the round robin technique, you're looking for a point of impact dispersion in which the shot placements of the successive ladder charges are about the same elevation. That is called the accuracy window. So we're going to compare both the velocity plateau shooting through the chronograph and also the point of impacts on the round robin and see if we get something that compares with each other. And that will be the basis of what I do my load development off of, starting at those charges. So let's get to it. I'm going to zero out this rifle at 500 yards, and then we'll be shooting through a chronograph and seeing what the numbers are. Be right back. Bottom right. Yep, that was dead center. All right, so now we're going to start the Satterlee round robin load development. Starting at 40 grains, we're going to be shooting the small rifle prime brass first. So here's my little GoPro protector. Anyways, shot 16 rounds, or 16 or 17 rounds. Hopefully I got all those on paper, but we'll count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, got some shots missing, but there seems to be a accuracy window from vertical dispersion round robin around this area. So I'll review the footage and we'll determine that. So let's get back and let's shoot some large rifle prime brass, same ladder charges. I'm basically going to mark these holes with a Sharpie. That way I can indicate what hit. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so let's get back to the reloading bench. Let's go over the data. Let's compare the velocities, and we'll see what we have as far as an accuracy window, and for the round robin and the velocity plateau on the Satterlee method. So right now, not bad. I got a few shots off paper. Of course, when you get up in the upper velocities, as your velocities increase, your shot placement in theory should place higher as well, because it's going faster, not having that much bullet drop. You know, gravity is our constant here on this testing. So let's get back to the reloading bench. Let's check it out. Let's see what we got. All right, so let's go over the shot placement on the round robin technique. This was shot at 500 yards. The ones with the X's were the small rifle prime brass, and it seems like the shot number 2, 3, 4, and 5 seem to be the accuracy window for the small rifle prime brass, and shots 4 and 5 were for the large rifle prime brass. The data kind of isn't really, I would say, coincides with the Satterlee method, and I'll show you that right now. So here's the shots graphed, and large CCI primers are in the purple, small rifle primers 450s are in orange. So right off the bat, the small rifle prime brass is actually higher velocity from charges 40 grains all the way up to 42.1. And then from there, the CCI 250s start exceeding the velocities around 42.4. So according to the Satterlee method, I've highlighted the velocity plateau, and you can see that the CCI 450 primer is actually have a much flatter plateau there compared to the CCI 250s. And highlighted in green is now the round robin shot placements 2 to 5 according to the actual target itself, and you can see that 4 and 5 fall within that velocity plateau as well. And this would be the accuracy window when shooting the large rifle prime brass, shots 4 and 5, which also fall inside that velocity plateau of the Satterlee method. So since I need my velocity to be around 2750 FPS to reach out there, I'm actually going to start my load development from 41.5 grains to 42.7. So we're going to retest these loads. I got loads loaded up from 41.6 grains, sticking the small rifle prime brass, all the way up to 42.4. So we got brand new brass, and we're going to be comparing it to fire form brass, same powder charges, and these are 20 thousandths off the lands. So let's head out to the range again and let's see what these do. So day 2, 100 yards, chronograph set up. We're going to check out these loads. We want to see if we get a group. Let's get to it. All right, making some progress. This is the 42.2 grains, and I shot that. That was brand new brass. Gave us a really low standard deviation and stream spread number, and that's about an 800 inch group. And then I shot 2 that was fire formed. The first one I hit up here, and then I readjusted the scope and shot 2 here. So 42.2 re-verified. The fireform brass gave us a little bit higher standard deviation number, so I'll revisit that with like a 5-shot group. But let's continue on. All right, guys, last group of the day. 42.6 grain, brand new brass, nice ragged 1 hole. That's nice. Pretty good standard deviation numbers, and I'm pretty happy with that. So we found 42.2 and 42.6 to be really good. 42.2 gave us a better chrono number, so what I'll do is I'll probably just reload 5-shot groups of 42.6 and 42.2 and see where that goes. I'm really liking that 3-shot group there. Now, as far as the brass being brand new and then versus the fire form brass, which was giving us a consistent higher deviation numbers, not sure what's going on with that. Maybe the case is getting a little worn out and case hardened. I haven't annealed it or anything, so I think what I'll do is I'll use the new Fireform brass and set the other ones aside. But there's a result so far, so let's get back to the bench, let's reload some more. Day 3, load verification day. We are going to see if 42.2 grains Howdy 4350 is more or less accurate than 42.6. I also do have some loaded up that are only 5 thousandths off the lands, and we'll see what those do. So I'll get you guys pointed at the target, and we'll be shooting 100 yards through a chronograph again. Alright, 42.6 grains again shows its promise. I don't know if I pulled that, but that was 5 thousandths off the land, and my scope is tracking really good. For a $30 scope, I dialed over 1.5 MOA, put it right there on the box, 100 yards. Very happy. So 42.6, I'll load this up, and you know, if I got the chronograph reading correctly, I would have been happy. So I don't have any chrono numbers, unfortunately, but I do know that this is the best accurate load for 4350 for my rifle. Well, folks, I really appreciate you guys sticking around for the load development on the 6.5 Creedmoor using 140 grain Hornady ELD bullets behind some 4350. So really happy with the performance. The Satterlee load development again proves its point. It works. You just have to find a powder and bullet combination that seems to jive with the proper pressure for your rifle. So even though this worked for me, I used a powder that a majority of folks are seeing loads come out of it. So you know, it may not work for you. For instance, 4451, it doesn't give me a gradual pressure curve. It doesn't give me a gradual velocity curve, unlike 4350, but it's worth giving a try. So there you go, folks. That's using less components and less time at the range. That's 3 days that I've taken just to load develop this round, and save time, save money, and save components. That way I can enjoy this far range. Well, guys, thanks for sticking out, thanks for sticking around, and if you like this kind of video where it's informational for you and it helps you out, go ahead and throw a like on there. Give me some feedback. That way I kind of know what kind of content you guys want to see. And for the future videos, there will be some long range shooting, and there's some cast lead shooting as well. So stick around, stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Catch you around, guys.